This weekend, Captain Marvel, the first MCU film to be released in 8 months, hits theaters. Now, I'm a huge MCU fan, so today I'm going to give you my 5 reasons that I think Captain Marvel will be awesome. So let's talk about it. Hey, my name is Sean, and I love to talk Marvel way too much. And with that in mind, go and share with me down in the comment section, what are you looking forward to the most in Captain Marvel? Or if you're skeptical, I've got you covered. I put together a companion video right up here of the 5 reasons that I think Captain Marvel could potentially suck. After this video, check that one out. Let's have a nice lively discussion. With that said, let's get started. Reason number 1, young Nick Fury and Agent Coulson. Nick Fury has been one of these great additions sprinkled all throughout the entire MCU, and Coulson was a great addition all throughout Phase 1. Now, we've gotten to see a lot more of Coulson in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show, but Nick Fury, we haven't really gotten to dig into his backstory all that much. In Captain Marvel, we'll get to see them over 10 years before their debut in Iron Man, and in the case of Nick Fury, he's got 2 eyes, a full head of hair, and no awesome leather trench coat. For me, I'm very interested in seeing a less experienced version of Nick Fury. I don't know what's gonna happen in this movie, but I definitely get the vibe that this film is a little bit of an origin story of Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. And that is a story I am very interested in seeing, as well as after a 7-year absence, it'll be nice to see Agent Coulson on the big screen again. Reason number 2, seeing the MCU in the 90s. Usually when I hear about a prequel, I start to get very nervous, but because the MCU is such a massive universe and it covers so many franchises, I don't think it's gonna fall into the same pitfalls as most prequels. This is a fun opportunity to see this world that we've seen in the present for 19 films and in World War II during 1 film in a whole new era 25 years ago in the past. I just think there's a lot of storytelling possibilities inside of that, especially thinking about little silly things like cell phones and the internet were in their infant phase in the mid-90s. That's interesting to me. Beyond that, it's just a nice setup for some new pop culture references and jokes. Seeing Blockbuster in that initial trailer just put a big grin on my face. And one thing I'm very interested in seeing is the return of Ronan from Guardians of the Galaxy. This is just a fun way to return to some characters that we only saw in that 1 film. Reason number 3, a new hero and a new set of superpowers. To be honest with you, I don't really know much of anything about Captain Marvel as a comic book character. In fact, when I did a video to explain who Captain Marvel was, I had to invite my buddy Andy to come and answer my questions because I didn't know anything. But you know who else I wasn't familiar with? The Guardians of the Galaxy. Kevin Feige has demonstrated that he is very good at picking the right director to bring these kind of more obscure characters to the big screen in an accessible way for mainstream audiences. After 50 years of Batman movies, 40 years of Superman stories on the big screen, and 3 different renditions of Spider-Man in 20 years, I'm very interested in seeing a character where I don't know the origin story, I don't know her power set, I don't know her relationship to other characters. That's something I want to see. As she's one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel universe, that should provide all kinds of opportunities for massive, big action sequences. And as someone with a daughter, I'm hoping that this is a movie that I can take her to go see. Reason number 4, more Cosmic MCU. In the first couple of Thor films, it felt like they're still trying to feel out exactly how to incorporate the cosmic with the Earth-based elements of the MCU. But after Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor Ragnarok, and Infinity War, they've cracked the code on how to go back and forth from Earth to space and Earth to space very smoothly. Given Captain Marvel's origins and the film's setting, it seems like this is a movie that's gonna have a great mix of both. Add to that, we're gonna learn about some new alien races and threats like the Skrull who could potentially show up in future Marvel films, and we're gonna get an explanation as to why Captain Marvel is punching an old lady in the face. Reason number 5, potential Endgame setup. The last we saw Nick Fury, he was turning to dust while pulling out what looked like a pocket pager to send a message to Captain Marvel. Given her power set, that end credits scene, and the existence of this movie, it's almost guaranteed she's going to be a major part of Endgame. So simply by introducing this character and her power set, we're getting a little bit of a tease about how they're potentially going to defeat Thanos. But I'm also anticipating that this movie is going to introduce some plot elements and potential storylines that will tie back in Endgame. I know I've heard a lot of rumors out there about the Skrull making a return in Endgame, but for a more specific prediction based entirely on speculation, I'm guessing we might get an end credits scene with Captain Marvel getting a message on her pager from Nick Fury as the other end of that conversation from Infinity War. But at the end of the day, Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige have a great track record, so I'm sure they're gonna make a great film. Remember to check out my video right over there of the 5 reasons that Captain Marvel could suck, or the video right down there explaining who Captain Marvel is in the comics. Thank you so much for watching, and keep talking movies too much.